everybody, to a new edition of the Biker Map Live podcast at www.podcastradious.com. It's the Biker Map Live each and every Monday right here on this radio station. This portion of the Biker Map Live is brought to you by Superior Plumbing Solutions, service plumbing, residential and commercial for all your plumbing needs. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the hostess with the mostest. This is Patty P.
Welcome to the Biker Map podcast.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm very excited to be on.
Yeah, definitely. So, James, how long have you been in this field of plumbing?
So I've been doing plumbing since 2014. So just over 10 years now. I started off in New Jersey. I went to school for it.
Well, I didn't know you were a Jersey boy. I'm a
Yeah.
Jersey girl.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that either. We have more to talk about when it's
Yes.
done.
Look at that.
So yeah, I went to school in New Jersey in 2014. I was in school for about a year, so I've been doing plumbing for just over a decade now.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, that is quite an accomplishment to actually be a master plumber,
Absolutely.
right?
Totally.
It's got to be a really hard test.
It is. It's a hard test. Totally worth it though. I think you keep the people that don't really need the license, from
Right.
being licensed. And so there's actually two parts to the test. There's a trade knowledge part, a business and finance part, and it is a hard test, but it's good to know that the people that Florida is licensing
Right.
are qualified and know where to look for the answers and know how to conduct themselves in an ethical manner. It
Yes.
goes through credit checks, it goes through background checks, and that stuff's important, especially when you're having people come into your house, right? Because it's your
Right.
private space. You want to know that someone's coming in safe, and you want to know that somebody's covered. And so
Yeah.
I think Florida does it right with the way they license people. I think our licensing requirements are essential, and I think some states can follow suit with that.
That's wonderful, because I use you personally for my business, Gulfside Elite Realty. And for me to be able to rely on you, when I call you, you are there immediately, and or you give me a response immediately and let me know, that you're coming after hours to give my property attention. So I just think the world about you. And if you need a plumber out there, definitely contact James. So James, tell us how we get a hold of you.
Yeah, you guys can get a hold of me through multiple different avenues of communication. I believe in being everywhere all at once. And so for some of the younger crowd that's on TikTok, we have an active TikTok. We kind of show people behind the scenes what's going on. I'll record videos while I'm out in the field. We have a Google page, of course. We're Google verified. We have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram page. All by the name Superior Plumbing Solutions. We also have a phone number, 239-292-0651. We have a website, superiorplumbingflorida.com. If you guys ever want to email us, property manager inquiries can go to info@superiorplumbing.swfl. And of course, we're always responsive, as Patty said.
Yes, that's amazing. So what do you think sets you apart from other companies?
That's a great question. I would say a big thing is mindset and communication. And so, we're good plumbers. I'm very confident in my ability to be a plumber. I have reviews that can attest to my ability as a plumber. But where I really go above and beyond is my communication. I have a specific way I communicate with people. I believe in good ethics. I believe in good, again, you're allowing me into your house. You should
Yes.
have a healthy trust for me. And I believe that you should know your system when I'm done with it. I don't want any questions. I don't want you ever to have any questions when I leave a job. And so communication is pretty important to me. If you guys ever want to check out our Google page, just feel free to read our reviews. Our reviews are done a lot differently. We don't really have our reviews there's not many just 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. Of course, right now they're all 5-star, but if you look into them and you actually read what the clients are saying,
Yes.
our communication sets us apart,
Yeah.
levels above. So
You have Superior Preferred Program. What does that mean?
So Superior Preferred is essentially for people like you who kind of get first access. We're pretty much first available to you. We believe in not taking calls if we can't take them. We don't miss appointments. So when we make our appointments, they're set in stone. We give you a pretty good time window. We input you into our system, and Superior Preferred clients get by far the most advantage. Of course, if you're a new client, you're going to get great treatment. We love having new clients, but
Yeah.
the Superior Preferred is for the established clients that we do have, just so we can make sure we serve them first.
Right. But there's several things that you do, like hot water heaters, well repair and replacement, backflows, drain cleaning,
Yes.
sewer camera inspections, water filtration, and leak isolation.
Got it. So
So yeah, so that covers a lot.
we do, and it might sound generic. My favorite parts of people, hands
Oh,
down.
nice.
I love working with people. I love the fact that I get to go into different houses throughout
Sure.
the day, and I meet so many different people, so many different personalities. Most of the time, when I'm dealing with new clients, I'm catching them at a time when they don't really want to see a plumber. You know, they're dealing
Right.
with a plumbing issue.
Yeah.
They might have to shell out some money they don't have, and so dealing with people and really being able to fix a problem for them, and
Right.
more importantly, create a comfortable space for them to be happy to deal with me. That's hands down the most
Right.
rewarding thing of what I do.
Yes.
Rewarding part of what I do.
Yes, and answering the phone, like you said, and communication is so important.
And essential,
Absolutely,
absolutely.
especially nowadays where it's hard to find, tradesmen at this time. So, really, so you actually deal with service mostly, is that correct?
It is correct. I do mostly service, absolutely.
Okay.
Residential and commercial.
Residential and commercial.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
very good. Like to do wells?
I love wells. I love water treatment.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really important. I think that the stuff that you consume every day, you take showers in it, you wash your
Sure.
clothes in it. I believe in providing healthier options for people. I don't use certain chemicals that some other people might decide to use because I'm really big on protecting people.
Oh, very
And
good.
so that's why I think I take such a special liking to wells and water
Mm-hmm.
conditioning and water treatment.
Describe some of the hot water heaters that you
Yeah, when you say normal, would you say like a tank heater versus maybe
Or
a tankless?
tankless. Yes,
okay,
that's what I meant,
totally,
tankless.
absolutely. So I think that I'd say tankless. I have a lot of commercial clients. Tankless does great for them. That's kind of what they need because they need that water consistently. They can't have a limited capacity of hot water. And so for my commercial clients, I totally push tankless heaters. If you're residential and you don't have natural gas, you don't have propane, it's just my opinion. I will tell you, you're not really doing any better with a tankless heater. Most people buy tankless heaters because they think it creates instant hot water. What
Right.
really creates instant hot water is having a true recirculation system from your heater to your furthest fixture, looped back to your heater. And so we do deal with tanklesses. I think that there's certain clients that need a tankless. Again, more commercial, more people that are running through an insane amount of water.
right.
But I think for your standard residential house, I think a tanked heater is perfectly fine. And the technology they have today on tanked heaters is insane. You have hybrid heaters,
Wow.
that are extremely energy efficient. You have obviously the tanked heaters. You have certain tanked heaters that come with a lifetime warranty. So there's
Wow.
plenty different options
Sure.
for really good stuff. But
Right.
that's my thoughts on tank versus tankless.
Oh, I noticed that you had specific equipment that you use for drain cleaning.
Yes.
You had posted a video on Facebook, and I really thought a lot about that. Some people don't realize that when you take that little effort to make a video like that and explain what is actually going on, it educates the world. Really.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think to add on to what you're saying, I think that video is just a small section of what the person truly gets when they call us out. Guys, I'm not trying to sell you. I'm not trying to tell you to call me right away as soon as the interview is done. But that video is actually really, really important to me because yes, I ordered this equipment from Europe. It's top tier equipment. Essentially what it does, it provides wall to wall cleaning for your lines, and it's at a price that's better than hydrojetting. Okay,
Wow.
so some of the benefits with this is it can descale cast iron, it can virtually clear PVC to the point where it's restored to brand new.
Wow.
Then of course you throw a 1080 sewer camera in there, you get some high definition, you video record it, and that's what people get. We save all of our videos. When you call us out for a sewer cleaning, many people might not know this. We actually do a free camera inspection. Why?
Okay.
Because we want to make sure we did our job right, and more importantly, we want you to see that we did our job
Sure.
right. And so we believe in honesty, transparency, and having a sewer camera and having top tier drain cleaning equipment is just a part of that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
So for the basic person too, like say someone needs a hot water heater, is there any kind of like financing that you do?
We actually do. We work with a great financing company. If you qualify, we're able to offer 0% APR for up to 12 months. And a lot of people love that actually, and it's not, financing is something, and I had a man that I know that me and you both know actually that means a lot to me, that taught
Yes.
me a lot in this industry. and he wasn't the biggest fan of financing, and I can see why some people might not be the biggest
Sure.
fan of financing. They feel like, you know, it puts someone in a worse position than they started, and that is actually true. And the other side of it's also true, that there may be a single mother right now who's living paycheck to paycheck,
Right.
who might not have the money to cover the job. There might be somebody, obviously, in this economy, we're all in the same economy right now, we know what's going on with our dollar, and I believe to offer that as an option to people, you know, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't have that as an option for people.
Sure.
That's
right.
another thing that just sets us apart. We have to provide options for payments for people.
Yeah.
So much so that before I offered financing, I'll trust people. I work off the trust system with people. Of
Sure.
course, you get burned sometimes.
Right.
More often than not, you know, the people are really happy. I totally understand that. I wasn't born rich, so I
Right.
totally understand the
Yeah.
value of financing.
Right. Yeah. For instance, like in Cape Coral, you must see a lot of the wells need assistance when we're not on rainy season.
Totally.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes wells could be anywhere from fixing a little part to replacing the whole thing.
Yes, absolutely. And
Okay.
even going further, you know, like you said, the whole thing and your
Right.
well casing. And that's something that hurts my heart for people, genuinely,
Sure.
that are going through that, because that's something to me that water is essential in any part of the world. It hurts my heart to see anyone, any part of the world, without clean water and
Sure.
then ability to get waste out. We've eradicated disease through that.
Yeah.
And so, you
Well,
know,
people don't even understand that plumbers are actually like almost as high as doctors would be, because without clean water, you would have no life. So.
truthfully, yeah, we protect the health of the nation.
Right.
The plumber protects the health of the nation, hands down.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I hate to see that for people, and so I do go above and beyond to provide ultimate solutions. That's one thing about me, is when you call me out to diagnose your issue, whether it's a well, an issue in your house, an issue outside of your house, I don't go to the symptom. I don't go to the proximate symptom. I go to what's called the ultimate cause, okay? And that's
Okay.
what sets me apart in the way I diagnose, because when you go to the ultimate cause, that's providing options for people. You know, you
Sure.
provide, hey, this is caused by this. Every single thing that goes wrong in your house is caused by a water quality issue, or it's
Wow.
caused by a drainage issue.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Now, soft water systems, things like that, is that one of your specialties too?
absolutely. Yeah,
Oh.
we love dealing with softeners.
Right.
Love to hear some of the ladies we work for tell us about how their
About
hair's
their
gotten
hair?
better. You know, their skin's gotten better.
Sure.
I love softeners. I love the result from them. Again, goes back to people. It all boils down to client satisfaction. That's the most important thing to me.
Oh, wonderful. Well, tell us again, what's your website?
Our website is superiorplumbingflorida.com, and our email address is info@superiorplumbing.swfl. You can check out our website. Our website will lead you to our Google reviews that are all real and all verified. They're all actual humans. We don't have robots leaving us reviews. And so our website leads us everywhere, to our TikTok, to our Facebook, to our socials. And you guys can even get in touch with us through the website. You don't have to necessarily call us if you're busy or you're at work or you're doing something. Feel
Yeah.
free to hit the chat button.
And where is your service go to?
We're pretty much in Lee County. We don't
Okay.
do too much service in Collier. We do Lee County and Charlotte County.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I like Cape Coral because it's close to home.
Yeah,
I
there you go.
I do like working in Charlotte because of its there's not that much traffic up in Northport. It's different. It's like the old Cape Coral almost.
Right.
You know, you're in Charlotte and you're driving around and you kind of have a long road ahead of you. There's not bumper to bumper traffic. So I like Charlotte. I do have an affinity
Okay.
for Charlotte County as well, in certain parts, and Lee County, of course, is home base.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. Is there anything else that you would like to let everybody know about
Yeah.
Superior?
Yeah, a few things. I think that young guys should get into the trade right now.
Yes.
So if you guys are watching this and you
Mhm.
guys are not into this business right now, I think college is great. I think trades are also great. And I think that they should have their fair share of people coming into them. Guys, right now, moving forward within the next 10 to 15 years, most master plumbers are retiring. And so if you keep that in mind and you realize that there's going to be value in this trade like you cannot imagine, it's going to give you freedom like you cannot imagine. One thing I like about service plumbing, I'm in a van all day by myself pretty much, or with a helper. And most of the time I have space to myself. I'm not micromanaged. Even when I worked for a company, I wasn't micromanaged. They trusted me. You know, obviously I started my own company, so they were able to trust me. And I just want to see more young people get into the trades. I want to
Yes.
see people learn this business, and I want to see people be effective at this business. Don't just be a worker. Don't stop there, because I believe if you do something, if you're not doing it to be the best, you might as well get out of the
Right.
race. Jump out of the race. So
Yeah.
if you're going to do this to own your own company. Do this to encourage your friends, your family, the young ones in your life to do better, because this trade is not what they said it is.
Sure.
It's way different,
And how did you start
So
out?
I've
What made you start?
So my grandfather in New Jersey told me to go to school for something. You know, I was just fresh out of high school, and he wanted me in some kind of career, and he told me plumbing. And I had a really good best friend of mine tell me HVAC, and you know, the way everything fell, I decided to go for plumbing. And I went to plumbing school, and I've always, guys, you know, I've always, when I work for someone, and young people, please, if you're listening to this, or anyone who's listening to this who wants to go into the trade, you need to be receptive. That's one thing about me, is I'm always very, very receptive
Sure.
to people who have more knowledge than I do, to
Right.
people who have more information than I do,
Yes.
and I give great amount of credit to having what I have today, and I'm very thankful, very grateful for having these people in my life, but I'm also very aware of the blueprint they set out for me.
Yes, it's amazing when you can thank someone, you know, ahead of you and appreciate that, and then become your mentor.
Absolutely, and,
Right.
and yeah, big mentors in my
Yeah.
life, and I thank all the plumbers before me too. I was,
Sure.
even if I don't know you, and you tell me you're a plumber, it's like, wow, man, it's almost like a, you know, thank you for your service, thank you for laying the path for us young guys, because they had a different experience back then,
Right.
working a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, if the world ends, you need definitely a plumber and maybe a doctor. You
Yeah.
know? But those two probably go hand in hand,
Totally.
you know, because if the end of the world you'd have dirty water, you're all gonna die. So.
Oh yeah, that's all I say. One,
Right.
God forbid, one mishap at the water plant, it's done for people. So yeah, it's very important. Water
Yeah.
is super important.
Absolutely,
I thought, first of all, he's very well spoken.
he is.
Very nice young man.
Mhm.
Very, you must have been very well educated, and that's a credit to your mom and dad and your grandparents as well, since you had a relationship with them. But I'm very impressed, because young people today don't carry themselves the way you do, and the attention to detail that you're explaining your company does, and the communication skills is priceless these days, because people don't have it. It doesn't exist. You can't get a hold of somebody, nobody calls you back. I hear that all the time. And another thing that I wanted to ask you personally, no, that's not a personal issue, but you know when you turn on the faucet and you've got that smell
Yeah.
that smells like rotten eggs, or a chicken factory that hasn't been cleaned up in a while, do you have a solution to that?
Totally. I'd ask you first if you're on well water or city water.
No, it's not me. It's just people's houses I've been into.
All right,
when
so-
I've gone to wash my hands and I'm going, oh my God,
Got
how
it.
do you possibly take a shower in this? Or how do you, you know,
Yes.
just can't stand it? It's
Yeah, I was a victim of it myself. So
Very
I know,
depressing.
trust me. All right, guys. Yeah. So to answer that question, it's all going to be contingent on if you're on well water or city water. I will give you both answers. So if you're on well water, your hydrogen 2 sulfide, it's going to sound very technical right now, but your H2S is high. It's at a level that's above the normal threshold, and so a result of that is creating that smell that you have in your water. And so if you're on a well system, you're going to want to consider first having your water tested. Don't let anyone install a system without testing your water first, because that's, you know, it's essential. We're not going to throw a system in that we might not work. There's certain thresholds that H2S has to meet in order for our systems and everyone's systems in the area pretty much to be effective. And so you want to, it's sulfur if you're on a well, H2S if you're on a well. If you're on city water, it's most likely an anode rod in your water heater. It's all a byproduct. It's just certain metals and certain reactions that create gases that result in that. And so if you guys, again, are on city water, let's check out that water heater, see what's going on with that. If you're on well water, let's test those those hydrogen 2 sulfide levels and see if it's that.
So
That's the
definitely.
trade,
So
yeah.
James, how do we get in touch with you again?
You guys can get in touch with me on Facebook. You can look up Superior Plumbing Solutions. You guys can get in touch with me most popularly by phone. You can call 239-292-0651. If someone does not answer the phone, just please follow the prompts. And you guys can reach us through our website, superiorplumbingflorida.com.
And Patty P, as always, we can find Superior Plumbing Solutions in the Biker Map.
Yes.
So you've been listening to the Biker Map Live, ladies and gentlemen. This portion of the program brought to you by Superior Plumbing Solutions. We've been speaking with James, who's the owner, and we want to thank him for coming in. And
And
Yes.
thank you guys for having me. Seriously, I
Yes.
appreciate all you guys for having me. Thank you for your time. Very important to me. And yeah, I'm just very grateful.
Yeah, thank you so much, James, for coming in. And thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll be right back.